Thank you for joining me, guys. Welcome to MTG Cardz and Review. My name is Chris. I'm going to be hanging out with you for a little bit here. We got some mail that I received actually earlier this week, though. However, basically due to transitioning back into a different work mode and schedule, though, that has that basically kind of had a profound impact on my energy level, though, over the past couple of days, and then not feeling too good didn't help either. But we're making it up here today. We've got a basically a opening that we're going to go over here. This is from Cothern Cards, though. This is some of the cards that I had basically won or bought, though, I should say, and then won from some battle as well, though. So we're going to go cover those. Now, I have to pick that up later. So what I did is I went ahead and got rid of, I shouldn't say got rid of, but I separated all the cards down, though. So at this point, what we're just left with, though, from this basically the stack here, is just the uncommons and the rare mythics, cool cards sort of thing, though. The common cards, though, I went ahead, and also the tokens, stuff like that, though, move those out to basically save a little time. So we're going to go ahead and make our way through this stack here, and then I have the fun part of finishing sorting it and putting it away. And again, that's that'll be the next step here, though. So all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of move this off over here to the side just a bit, grab a stack, and we'll basically make our way through the stack here. Make a little adjustment, though, to the camera position, though. Maybe. Okay. Obviously, we got some foil cards here. And these are all Japanese. I guess that these are foil commons. Those somehow managed to sneak in. Okay, well, we will put those off to the side there, because originally I'd only planned to basically include the basically uncommons and such, rares, mythics, that sort of thing. I don't realize that that some of those snuck in there, but no, we're right. We've got, of course, after some Strixhaven there, we got some Core 21 cards that made their appearance here. Trying to make sure you guys get a chance to see them. Selfless Savior. I don't want to spend a lot of time on the uncommon cards, though, because I'm sure that's not what you guys are here for. But, you know, again, this is a mail day video, and basically we're just fattening it out, making our way through these cards here. Some more Strixhaven Japanese, because you know what we're searching for in the Strixhaven Japanese, though. Same thing that you'd be searching for in the Strixhaven of any language. And that, of course, is a demonic tutor. the Demonic Tutor, and basically the alternate art though, or Demonic Tutor period though, and of course is going to be the highlight of any Strixhaven pack. More Core 21, Ikoria. Alright. Yeah, so the other thing that I'm going to be having to do, as I mentioned here, is now that I've got this stack of cards to work through, move those over there, is that I've got to go ahead and sort these cards. Besides sorting them and putting them away, I'm in the middle of basically sorting a bunch of my rare and mythic cards already to basically have them better organized now, and I've been doing that for a while now, where I've been basically organizing and sorting my, first started with the commons and then the uncommons, and now onto the rare mythic though. So of course the whole point of that in part is that by having them sorted, it will allow me to see what exactly I've truly got basically on hand though, and at the same time then will allow me to look and see if I want to buy list any of those cards if I've got a stockpile of, or have no use or interest in them. And that's what I did here with a number of cards a couple of weeks ago. Though is basically went ahead and buy listed a number of them, including had a mana drain though from Commander Legends that I basically went ahead and buy listed though. I had it up on eBay for the longest time, looking to sell it though, but that did not go through. We've got Kaldheim that we're working our way through here in the uncommon. So some Ravnica now. So yeah, that didn't go never mounted anything, so I went a different route and converted basically a number of cards into a dual land instead, though. OG revised dual land though, and so I will now sit on the remaining part of the credit though that I've got left, which I think is about, I want to say, maybe $40 though of basically left though at this point. And so with basically having that basically left at this point, what I of course will be looking at though is going to hold that for now, and save that for another opportunity, because I still do want to get and still need to get my City of Shadows And so, okay, yeah, so it looks like I've got about 46 left though. Yeah, so I still want to get the City of Shadows from the Dark. However, with I may still pull that trigger, because basically the option to get the City of Shadows at a discounted rate though is kind of hard to pass up though. I mean, talking from Star City Games is where I'm actually have it at though. We're talking, let's say they're wanting $104.99 on a plate edition though. But with the discount they're offering, it's a 15% discount, so makes it about $89 though. So you know, a $15 save does make it tempting to go ahead and pick that up though at this point. But I will basically wait and see. The sale's good at least until the 30th of May, so we'll see how whether I feel like pulling that basically trigger or not though. I may do it, I may not, but either way I am still happy with basically the fact that I was able to go ahead and pick up one of the OG dual lands, which is basically something that I've missed though. And so yeah, I had to, yeah, I picked up the basically one of the more cheaper versions though. I picked up the Plateau, which of course is not as basically, it's still a great one though, but obviously there are of course a number of others that are definitely in higher use, higher demand though, and of course as such though they are going to basically represent a kind of a premium though as to what basically you're looking at. So yeah, so we're looking at okay, so it looks like we're going to get a series of Baldur's Gate. I was just checking something here. It looks like we are getting a series of new dragons though that will basically be coming. Besides our obviously the one that was spoiled early on, the ancient brass dragon. We're getting a bronze dragon, copper dragon. So the bronze is going in apparently in green, whereas the copper is going over to red. Silver dragon for blue, and they haven't apparently spoiled what the yet what the black dragon will be. And of course we know that we're getting some of the gods though from basically from Forgotten Realms. Get not all of them, and we're getting some of course the more notable characters from basically the Forgotten Realms as well, but I can still think of a number of characters, or basically that are not listed at this point, though, that could be added to the list, though, and you guys can search it as well, though. But I mean, there are, besides Elminster, there are basically there are like 7 more favored, or 6 more that could be listed, though. I mean, they haven't even touched on some of the characters from some of the other parts of the realms, though, that could be added, in particular, basically going back to Waterdeep, or going to basically the there's an ancient desert where basically a bunch of very powerful spells wizards live. They managed to even make their whole cities float for a time, though, but the magic that they used, though, was increasingly corrupting the land and the environment, though, and eventually resulted in their basically own destruction, though, between what they were using and things. Right, so yeah, there are. Yeah, I mean, I could easily go and pull up, though, the list of characters and things that would be included, or could be included, but I'll save that for another time. Actually, I'll save that from when we move into Baldur's Gate, Commander's Legends, and yes, I do plan, despite everything, though, I do plan to pick up at least some of it, though. Obviously, it is something that still has my interest, though, being part of the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms series, though, and having some iconic characters and creatures in there. So that will certainly draw me, to pick it up, though. And then once that, of course, goes, though, I will still be looking to try to get at least, and there is one of our alternate art Japanese Strixhaven cards, though. Okay, so that concludes the uncommon stack here. It's a list card, more Japanese. So after Commander Legends, we've got the Double Masters coming 2022. That, of course, is going to also be a big draw. Okay, so that's an uncommon. Not sure how that ended up. Oh, I know why. Because it's basically the alternate art. So like I said, this is basically both the uncommon stuff and the basically, now that we're in the rares and mythics, though, the essentially the cool stuff as well. Titan's Nest. But yeah, when we get to Baldur's Gate, though, I think we'll put together and include at least to some extent, though, a list of some of the characters that that basically would appear to be missing at that point, though. Bergi, god of storytelling. Havlar, god of battle. There we go. There's a Savai Triome full art. And then we got Vornklux hanging out here. And there is the Ragoon Triome. This is the foil full art. And Ketra Triome as far as headquarters. The Andathi Triome. We got the 100-handed one. Can you imagine? Yep. Youthful Valkyrie, which is a very nice card. And then there we've got a alternate art foil Japanese mystic card there. And we also picked up a Grim Tutor in the full art out of 421. And list card though, that's why it's there. Graven Love, both in lore and foil and non-foil. We got Brothers Yamazaki, Eradicate Valkyrie, or Eradicator of Valkyrie. Dawn of Hope, Uganus, the Dragon's Lash, Boxing Ring, Jaxus, the Troublemaker, Unleash the Inferno. These are from Streets of New Capenna. One of them, basically not so special cards though. Thief of Sanity, Experimental Frenzy, and we've got basically a couple of lands in the back. So as you can tell in this particular essentially grouping here, the biggest hits though, the Grim Tutor, and that card there, obviously the Valkyrie, that one, but definitely that and that were the really major hits in the basically what I ended up with. So guys, I appreciate you hanging out here, listening to me kind of ramble though, with the basically with this opening. We are going to clearly share more of this still, and as we march into the Baldur's Gate, like I said, what I think I may look at doing though is, especially once all the cards are known and out there, then look at seeing basically what is basically listed though and who's still missing, and I can tell you, at least from the general information so far that has been spoiled though, it definitely looks like that there still are a number of basically settings, iconic characters though that are not or have not yet been basically shown yet though. And so maybe once that gets out there, we'll be able to see who's still missing though. But you know, you're talking, I mean, with the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, this has been around for basically a really long time. I mean, you're talking basically a setting that has been around for basically since the early 70s though. I mean, it really started so the campaign setting started in 87 though, but it's been around for, I mean, so that, a very long time though, and originally was even, when it was originally created though, by the game designer Ed Greenwood back in 67 though. So, but then you're talking, so when you look at, I mean, the basically the setting though, the number of characters though that have been basically covered over the years though in the book though, and the environment. I mean, you've got a huge just list though, I mean, that could be drawn from though, who have basically been there for a long time though. I mean, you literally could even do basically an entire underworld basically series there, which would be where you got the character Loth though, and the various family for the Dark Elf setting that you could then easily go and include the other basically characters that are creatures that live down there though in the Underdark. Besides, and then of course, as I mentioned, like with Elminster though, there is basically an entire group though that essentially hangs out with Elminster though, that are of basically a setting or character nature though, that basically work within there. Basically, you've got the other chosen of Maestra, one of those being Symbol or Symbol. You've got his scribe, which I don't know if we've seen yet before. There's the Knights of Myth Draenor that could be added though. There is basically an entire list of characters though that could easily be added though. There is of course so like I said, there is a huge realm that easily could be covered though in a number of basically continued story or game appearances though, and that doesn't include even the basically the opportunity to go and do a basically an option or a run through the other basically IPs that Wizards has access to, that they basically have control over. That basically goes to the essentially looking at the Dragonlance series though, and characters there as well. So I would easily suspect that while this may be the Baldur's Gate might be the last that we see of the Forgotten Realms for at least here in the short term, I don't expect it to be the last appearance though. I think we'll see Baldur's Gate, or not Baldur's Gate, but I think we'll see another Forgotten Realms adventure series expansion though sometime down the road, whether that would be before or after moving and launching into, say, doing a Dragonlance series though is of course anyone's guess though, but given the cycle of the way that Magic or the Wizards of the Coast likes to cycle things there to keep things both fresh but also to return though, I would expect that we'll be making a trip back here to the basically to the Forgotten Realms though at some point in the future though. Anyway guys, it's been great hanging out. I appreciate you stopping by, and we will catch you in the next video. And I think the next thing that we'll be looking at though is basically going ahead and reviewing a deck that I've put together though from the basically the oh, what do you call that though, Shadows over Innistrad though, because I did build that deck though, and so I do plan to go ahead and share that here with you guys, and then move on to the next adventure. So guys, I appreciate you hanging out. We will catch you in the next video. As always, it has been fun. You have a great day. Stay safe.